Singing is art. The art of singing can be equated to the art of painting. So painters or singers use their paintbrushes or voices to paint a picture or tell a story. Contrary to popular belief, just because you're not born with a natural ability to sing doesn't mean that you can't learn to sing. A singer with raw talent is immediately recognizable. Some of the greats, have been singing since they were kids. Michael Jackson, Jasmine Sullivan, the Backstreet Boys, and I'm sure you know many other names. Non-singers tend to believe that their lack of raw talent means that they simply can't sing. But is that the case? I believe almost anyone who can talk can sing, or at least hold a note. Singing is a very technical skill, meaning it can be taught. Today I will be demonstrating some simple but vital singing techniques. These tools are relevant to singers ranging from beginning voice students to opera stars. I've sang for as long as I can remember. I began lessons at the age of 13. The first tool is posture. So beginning with my feet, you are supposed to stand a shoulder width apart. So your legs should be kind of like on cue with your shoulders. It is important to relax. Standing like this is going to help you with your balance so that you don't fall all over the place, but you don't have to stand stick straight, so it's okay to bend your knees a little bit. Tension in the body can exacerbate nerves, causing the voice to shake uncontrollably. It can cause the singer to go off pitch. Causes a litany of issues, really, so that's why it's really important to just have that base there and make sure that you're not tense in your body. Next, we work to the top of the body. So what I do, or what I was taught to do, I roll my shoulders back, and then I allow them to drop, and then I have to draw my head inwards. So your chin should be parallel to the ground. Now when you see a singer, they're not always standing like that, so you can move around, but this is kind of like the base posture. The focus is always going to be keeping your body from being tense and making sure that you're able to project your voice. Again, you're not a statue, so the keys are keep your shoulders back, head drawn, feet shoulder width apart for balance. This allows for optimal diaphragmatic breathing and will alleviate stress and tension within your body. Now, the most important lesson I've ever learned while singing is breathing. You have to breathe from your diaphragm. During diaphragmatic breathing, you'll notice that it's all about your belly. Your diaphragm is in here. So when you inhale, the belly inflates like a balloon, and when you exhale, it deflates. So I'll demonstrate with a balloon. So that's what the belly looks like, and then if you ever laid on your back, you'll notice you automatically do this. You don't automatically do this when you're talking. Diaphragmatic breathing is the healthiest way to sing. The alternative is your chest, which is what most people do from the day to day. This type of breathing is actually very dangerous. If you were to be a professional singer, even a professional speaker, and you didn't learn about breathing, you could lose your voice at a very early age and not really be able to talk or sing ever again. Attempting to sing while doing that will strain your vocal cords, and it is not realistic to sing for any length of time or sustain a note. Diaphragmatic breathing makes for safe singing and allows you to sustain your notes for longer periods of time. You might remember when Whitney Houston did "And I Will Always Love You." She had to breathe from her diaphragm, or she wouldn't have been able to sustain it. The diaphragm is a muscle, therefore it can be strengthened, and I will demonstrate some exercises to help you do that today. So I begin by placing the hand on my stomach and inhaling. As previously stated, when I inhale, my stomach expands. As I exhale, the key is to push back on my diaphragm. So instead of just letting it collapse, I'm still talking, still using air, but my diaphragm is having to stay still. By creating that resistance, the muscle becomes stronger, and you can extend or sustain for longer periods of time. You can practice your breathing anytime, and if you're ever unstressed whether you're doing it correctly, just think about the balloon. Practice makes perfect. In order to become skilled at something, you have to practice it. Stephen McCrane said, "The master has failed more times than the beginner has ever tried." It isn't about whether you were born with a natural ability, or it's about how hard you're willing to work to perfect that skill. So start small. Practice for 10 to 15 minutes a day, work your way up to 20 or 30, maybe even an hour. It's up to you. How great do you want to become? As I said earlier, I don't believe singing is reserved to the elite who possess raw God-given talent. You might find my position on the matter rather curious, and I understand that. To sum it up, I believe the way I believe because I've always been somewhere in the middle. I'm a practical, left-brain girl who's always had a love for music and a knack for learning. I didn't necessarily have a great deal of raw talent, and I can reassure you I'm no Whitney. But someone shared with me the tips I've shared with you today, and so it was I began my journey. I sing in ensemble groups, choirs, I've done solos, even theatrical productions. I've been fortunate enough to travel the world and sing on many different stages. I would like to encourage you today to never give up on your dreams. With knowledge, practice, and endurance, you can do anything you set your mind to.